They say that marriage isn't easy. With the average divorce rate sitting around 50%, it can be hard to stay positive about your everlasting love. Some celebs have been lucky and have had long and happy relationships with their partners, but many others haven't. There are some more failed celebrity relationships to cover, so let's count down the top 10 celebrities who immediately regretted their marriages, part 3.
Oh, is he okay? This is Sassy. I am Sassy. What are you talking about? A little bit of classy. If that doesn't scream food poisoning, I don't know what does. A whole lot of sassy. She's like literally the repellent for men. I will always be 100% real, but I don't blame him. We're all a little crazy sometimes.
At number 10, Brody Jenner and Caitlyn Carter. Reality stars Brody Jenner and Caitlyn Carter had a short-lived marriage that lasted just over a year, and though they've been together since 2013, marriage seemed to be one of their most regrettable decisions as a couple. Not because it was toxic, but because it just wasn't right for them. Technically, they weren't even legally married, but they saw themselves as married, so I guess that's just good enough for me. The couple saw themselves as best friends and made their bond stronger after getting married in Indonesia in 2018 before splitting in the summer of 2019. But it seems that during this time, they were having second thoughts about their commitments to one another. Caitlyn wrote about her thoughts around her relationship with Brody, where she said that she started wondering early on whether he was really the right partner for her. Caitlyn also said that they did a lot of growing apart during the first year of marriage, and they both knew that things just weren't working out. There were a number of reasons why their marriage didn't work out, like their personal journeys and even their work environment, saying that working on the hills wasn't good for them. Bottom line here is that sometimes even marrying your best friend can have its faults. At number 9, Eminem and Kim Scott. Rapper Eminem, aka Marshall Mathers, and ex-wife Kim Scott had a rocky relationship from the very beginning. They met in the late 80s when Marshall was 15 and Kim was 13. They lived together at his family home and later began a romantic relationship, moving in together and having a daughter. After years of being an on and off again couple, the two got married just before Marshall's first major tour. But it was then that Kim saw Marshall and their relationship without her rose-colored glasses, and where she began to regret her marriage to the rapper. Kim said that after the tour, Marshall got a big ego and started treating her as someone who was not worthy of his love and presence since he was such a big star. Kim also alleged that her husband had been cheating on her. The rapper's career had a very negative impact on their relationship, and so 2 years after tying the knot, they got divorced. They eventually tried things again in 2006, but that didn't even last the whole year. Before I continue on with the video, please do consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far. We love seeing you guys support the channel, so go and smash that thumbs up button. At number 8, Vanessa Morgan and Michael Kovac. Now, there isn't much information out there about these two, but I'm going to include it because I want to hear your thoughts on this. Riverdale actress Vanessa Morgan and Chicago White Sox pitcher Michael Kovac had a very short-lived marriage, but no one really knows for sure why that is. I would imagine that both parties regretted their wedding because of how things ended so quickly and how publicized everything was, but it's still a mystery as to why they called it quits. The two got married in early January 2020, but just 6 months later, they were done. News broke of their split just 3 days after Vanessa announced that she was pregnant with the couple's first child, and some even speculated that Michael filed for divorce because the baby wasn't his, but that was proven wrong as representatives from both parties confirmed that Michael was the father. There were also rumors that Michael had cheated, but again, nothing has been confirmed. Looking at the past few years that Michael has had, having gone through an injury that prevented him from playing in 2019, to the pandemic pushing back the 2020 baseball season, maybe this just took a toll on Michael in a way that we might not understand. On the bright side, the two seem to be co-parenting following the birth of their son River, so maybe they're just better off as friends. At number 7, Eddie Murphy and Tracy Edmonds. Comedian Eddie Murphy had his quarrel with love. After a number of failed relationships, he thought he found the one when he met producer Tracy Edmonds. They dated for a few months before getting engaged, eventually leading to a lavish $500,000 wedding in Bora Bora. You know things are getting serious when you take it all the way to Bora Bora. Their wedding, which was attended by 25 people, wasn't technically legally binding, but they had planned to go through the whole process upon getting back to the United States after their ceremony, but unfortunately that didn't end up happening. It is said that things started to go downhill quite quickly after the ceremony, as people reported Eddie being standoffish and not wanting to spend time with his new bride. Other guests who stayed on the island after the ceremony reported that they could hear Eddie and Tracy yelling at each other fighting, which ended with Tracy in tears. Just 2 weeks after the wedding, they decided that marriage just wasn't for them and they called it quits. At number 6, Sinead O'Connor and Barry Harridge. If you tallied a list of celebrities who've had the shortest marriages, singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor is definitely up there. Her 2011 marriage to Barry Harridge was very short-lived, having only lasted 18 days. Officially. News broke of their split from her new husband just a few weeks after having tied the knot, when she issued a personal statement addressing her decision to end their marriage. In her statement, she revealed that though she wanted to keep her relationship troubles a secret, she was being forced to open up over fears of being exposed, and so she revealed that because of family turmoil over their recent wedding, she and Barry would be separating. Sinead revealed that her marriage was already being sabotaged by those close to Barry just 3 hours after the ceremony, and that she was making the decision to separate for Barry's own good, saying, quote, "It became apparent to me that if he were to stay with me, he would be losing too much to bear," end quote. For a marriage to tank so quickly and to have to say goodbye to your partner like that must be very hard, and it's probably something that they wish they didn't have to go through. At number 5, Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose. Sometimes when people look back on their failed relationships with regret, it's because they have bad blood and wish they never welcomed this person into their lives. But for others, their regrets are circumstantial. This is sort of how Amber Rose felt after her divorce from rapper Wiz Khalifa. The two were married in 2013, but after 14 months of marriage, they divorced, and it was a nasty breakup. There were allegations of cheating, and the custody of their son was also up for debate. Years later, Amber Rose opened up about her brief marriage to Wiz Khalifa and spoke out about her regrets concerning their relationship. In an interview, she said how she regretted getting married when she did because they didn't give themselves enough time to grow in their relationship. Amber also said that she felt as though they would have had a more successful marriage if they got married later in life, calling their wedding a mistake at the time. Luckily, following their explosive divorce, things settled for them and they became good friends, and that just seems to be enough for them. At number 4, Jennifer Lopez and Ojani Noah. Singer Jennifer Lopez is no stranger to walking down the aisle. She's been married 3 times already, but the one relationship she regrets the most is her first marriage to Ojani Noah. Their relationship lasted less than a year, but their tumultuous relationship after their divorce has lasted much longer. It seems as though their relationship was destined to fail, as Ojani documented a lot of J-Lo's life behind the scenes, later saving it for his own tea spill. Noah tried leaking videos of the couple's honeymoon after their divorce, showing the singer in an intimate setting, and in years since, he has been very outspoken about the singer, her career, and even had plans to release a tell-all book about his ex, followed by a movie deal. Talk about petty. J-Lo actually ended up suing Ojani in 2009 for $10 million, citing that the videos he released as well as the book and movie deals violated an agreement that they had made, which prohibited him from exposing the singer's life. Jennifer now looks back on this relationship with regret and doesn't even count her relationship to Ojani as valid because of how short it was. At number 3, Kaley Cuoco and Ryan Sweeting. Sometimes when you hear about someone talking about divorce, saying that their partner became a stranger after the wedding, it can be hard to hear. I couldn't imagine how bad I would feel to wake up next to someone who's changed like that. This unfortunately was the case with Big Bang Theory actress Kaley Cuoco after her first marriage to her ex-husband Ryan Sweeting. The two got married in 2013, but after 21 months together, Kaley filed for divorce. After their split, Kaley opened up about her relationship with the former tennis player, saying that her experience with him ruined marriage for her and saying, quote, "I honestly thought I wouldn't get married again. My ex ruined that word for me. I married someone the first time who completely changed," end quote. She also went on to say that early on in her marriage, she felt as though something was wrong and that things were feeling off. Luckily, she's moved on and has since remarried, but her relationship with Sweeting is probably something that Kaley regrets. At number 2, Lena Waithe and Alana Mayo. Screenwriter Lena Waithe and ex-wife Alana Mayo surprised fans when they announced that they had gotten married in a private and secret ceremony that was a spur-of-the-moment decision, but just 2 months later, they announced their separation. In a joint statement to their supporters, the couple announced that they would be splitting up, and so as fans do, they speculated as to why they ended their relationship so quickly. Rumors that Lena had been unfaithful started swirling, and some sources even said that their relationship had been rocky even before they got married. According to some, Lena and Alana's wedding came after multiple cases of cheating, and that even after their wedding, Lena was still buying expensive gifts for other women. Allegedly, this was all too much for Alana to handle, and so they called it quits. There must be some regrets regarding this marriage because they allegedly weren't ready to settle down because of the instability of their relationship. And finally, at number 1, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Of all the biggest Hollywood couples, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were no doubt one of the most famous. The couple, who had been together for over a decade and who adopted many children together, seemed to be a picture-perfect and beloved family unit, and so when they announced that they had gotten married in 2014, fans were thrilled. So many fans had been waiting for this moment, and so when it finally came, it was big news. The bigger news, however, came 2 years later in 2016 when Angie filed for divorce. There were apparently a lot of reasons for their divorce. The relationship dynamic had allegedly been thrown off after tying the knot because of the pressure to be completely faithful to one another since they had been in an open relationship prior, and the biggest reason for their split came after Brad had an altercation with their oldest son Maddox, which prompted Angie to reevaluate their relationship. This relationship lasted a long time before getting married, so maybe if that didn't happen, things would have been different. Now I want you guys to tell me down in the comments what celebrity breakup hurt you the most. I know a lot of people have their favorite Hollywood couples, so I want to know your thoughts down below. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching the video and watching all the way until the end. I appreciate you guys. I've been your host, Room, and until next time, stay safe, drink some water today, and stay groovy, friends. Bye guys.